Good morning to everyone. Let's start the session now. So, in the previous sessions, we have seen what is data science, what are the job opportunities available in this field, as well as how business is really getting benefited by this technology. Today, we are going to cover the components of data science life cycle. So, if you haven't attended the previous lectures and webinars, you can visit our website elearners365.com and there you will get the link to watch the previous webinars. So if you'll go here, workshops and webinars, go to explore more and all the webinars are available here with their recorded sessions. So you can click on watch video and watch the webinar if you have missed anything till yet. So let me start with today's agenda. So till yet I've already covered data science statistics, the how does data science usage help your business needs. So let me recap the previous things in one or two lines. Then I'll proceed with today's agenda. So basically, data science is a field in which there is lot more data and there is lot more data and this field is able to handle that data gorgeously so that we can get meaningful insights from it. And the things which have already been covered is these examples, these businesses which are using data science nowadays. So it is being used in demand prediction, supply chain, customer analytics, recommender system, credit scoring, sales analytics, predictive analytics, weather predictions, and many more, right? So in which this field is star marked because people nowadays using this very often. They check their scores on CIBIL score or some other measures, and then accordingly, the financial institutions like banks or any company will provide the loan if their CIBIL score is good or high, right? So, data science is helping to manage that so that companies can see that in one glimpse that whether this customer is a good person who is paying his taxes on time or not, so that the company provides loan, right? Others are also important in agricultural sector, in predictive analysis, in healthcare. Others are also really important topics. Okay. Now let's see what is data science stats. Nowadays, 40% of the organizations believe that data analytics has fundamentally or significantly transformed how their industries compete, how they are putting up their benefits, their revenues, their analytics and understanding. Right, so this is really good stats, which says that the retail companies nearly 62% have gained a competitive advantage of data analytics. Effectively managing unstructured data to extract meaningful business insight is top priority for 40% of businesses. So, according to the survey conducted by Crowdflower, 50% of surveyed data scientists said that they are thrilled with their jobs, and 90% said that they feel happy with what they do. Means it is actually also enthusiastically helping and motivating the professionals who are working in this domain. Now let's start what we are going to cover today fundamentally, that is the components of data science life cycle. So think about a large chunk of data. Think about something, there are lakhs of rows in Excel sheet and nearly thousands of columns. So that's a very large data. Now, a simple person who just knows Excel and who just know a bit of Excel, I should say, and won't be able to understand what those cell values are representing. Then we require some mechanisms, some techniques to filter out some data which is having some meaningful correlation with other components. Correlation means relationship. If one is getting higher, another one might be getting higher or might be getting lower or might be getting on the same plane. So these are different different relationships between the the columns available, the features available. Columns are the features. Columns available in the data set. So let's think about something like this in our mind and then understand this. So one is business requirement. So when you get the data set, your business requirement is quite complete, right? You know that you have the data set. Now what is required to be seen out of that data? Let's say you want to capture the time of the year in which people have bought particular product. So you want a specific thing from the data. This is also lies in the field of data mining, right? So data mining is mining a whole chunk of data and finding out the meaningful insights from it. So first you need to fix your business requirement because there are a lot more columns, there are a lot more rows. So now you need to decide between which column or among what columns you want to get the information. That is business requirement. So mostly this is provided by in a document by the service, the person, the company who is actually hiring the data scientist. Then here comes data discovery, right? So in the data discovery, you look for the particular columns, you look for whether those columns are in particular format or not, right? You look for from the like I'll give you an example. In mathematical question, there are many things are written in one paragraph. Then you look for the components which are available to you. So in the data discovery, we do the same. The business problem might be written in a one page, then you look for the information that is available in that particular Excel sheet, right? That is data discovery. Then here comes data processing. If let's say your column of month, if it is written in January, February, March, or in the text format, then sometimes you might require that format should be in numbers, not in text, right? Sometimes your data is not properly um, written in the terms of floating point numbers, right? There is cell which is containing, let's say, 5,60,742. Like this value is written in there, but you want the value in 10 to the power or something. Then you will write 5 point something into 10 to the power, right? Minus 6, minus 5. So you want to pre-process that data. Then that is the next term is data exploration. So what is data exploration? You actually plot you actually plot several graphs out of the data which is available to you, right? So data exploration is basically finding out which columns have correlation in between, right? So what we do is to find out mean, median, mode to explore the data and also look for how many numbers, how many columns have missing value, what is the average value of the column, right? If you want to set up some threshold that this above this threshold, I'll get all the data, right? So that is data exploration. Then here comes predictive modeling. So predictive modeling is something where you create a piece of software which is called model, that is a brain, and a small brain, and that actually gives you some output if you'll provide it some input, right? So that is predictive modeling, um, that whether the customer will buy this product or not, right? So you'll get the answer in zeros and ones. If the output of the model is one, it means giving particular attributes like age, location, time of the year, profession, all these things, whether the customer will buy a particular product or not, right? So that is predictive modeling. Then here comes testing the model, that upon seeing the new data, upon seeing a new customer entry, is the data able to give the results which are matching on the ones, right, on which we have trained upon. Let's say you have trained the data up on, let's say, 20,000 records, and you get the answer in zeros and ones, and then you match that whether your that brain is performing well or not. How you will match? One is the output that is given by the model, another is the output which is already there in the Excel sheet. Then you match both of them. One is provided by the model on giving the attributes, one that is already available. Then you find the error between your already data that is available to you, and error between the model outputs. And when there is a significant number of the error, you train your model. Once your model getting trained and your model actually is able to generalize whatever we have in our Excel sheets, we say that this model is trained. It means the model is not improving itself on seeing the data. Then we test that model by providing new data and see, is it able to understand the new attributes, not new attributes, actually new entries of the same attributes, new entries of same attribute. And is it able to provide some answer or to the solution in terms of zeros and ones, whether this new customer will buy or not, what will happen in future. So that is what we do, testing the model. Then we actually deploy that model on server, on some virtual machine, on some EC2 cluster, at any place you can deploy that. So that is the whole data science life cycle. So what we can do in the further sessions, we will study what are the fundamental libraries which are used to implement such a life cycle. So in the coming sessions, there are um, there are multiple things. Some of the things include what is AI, what is data science. Also, there are Python refreshers. So if anyone interested to join the complete Python refresher, I would be very happy um, to teach, to mentor them. Then here comes the fundamental thing which is required for data science, that is the data science libraries, right? So in the coming sessions, we'll be covering these. First, we'll start with NumPy, then Pandas, then Matplotlib. So we'll get the understanding that how we can build this pipeline with some data set, right? There are others. So as we'll proceed with the upcoming webinars, we'll be touching TensorFlow, PyTorch, Keras, sklearn, Scrappy. So the model building I just mentioned right now is very easier with sklearn. It has many built-in functions to actually run machine learning algorithms, and those algorithms prepare models for you. Then there are other libraries like Plotly, PyCrat, Globe, Pathlib, Regex, and many others, OpenCV. So we'll be seeing many of these in the coming sessions. And when we will understand the fundamentals of these, we can easily build that pipeline, the life cycle we were just referring. Okay. So in the coming sessions, um, I may start from here, data science core libraries. So the coming sessions are already listed on our website, so you can refer anytime. So if you'll go to this elearners365.com, the coming sessions are here. So next session is on 3rd of February, and here we will understand AI ML versus deep learning, AI versus data science, project ideas, computer vision, natural language processing, data analytics. So we will go in detail that what these fields are, how they have the relationship among themselves, and we'll also discuss this important thing which is project ideas related with all the fields like data science, data analytics, computer vision, natural language processing, deep learning, machine learning. So all these fields are having some overlapping reason, and we will see how we can get into really amazing projects. And there will be a question and answer session, then a closing session. So I think this is it for today. If you have any doubts, I can actually I'll be very happy to answer those. So I think this is it for today's session, and um, there is a feedback form I'll share with the people who have joined this call. So please send your email IDs so that I'll share a feedback form for this session, and that will actually encourage me for the further upcoming webinars. So you can share your email ID in the chat section, and also if you want to get the recording of this session, that might be available on your email IDs. So I'll send the recording link as well, so you can play and understand and see the concepts anytime. So please write your email IDs in the chat box. Okay. Thank you so much for joining the session, and I'll be hoping that every one of you will be present in the next session. Thank you.